I'm a libertarian. What I'm getting is,
did you vote for Joe Jorgensen or Trump?
Who?
Joe Jorgensen. That was the perfect answer. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody, to the Libertarian Podcast Review. I'm Tyler Yonke. I'm your host. I'm going to walk you through this process today. This is episode 23. I'm going to give you some more Liberty stars, some autistic people out there doing a podcast. Or are they doing a podcast? They are not a podcast. That's the feature show today. Not a podcast official review. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm probably going to be blocked by everyone from the show, but that's the risk you take. Big, bold, and brave. That's me. I'm going to do that. Speaking of big, bold, and brave, I was recently, this last week, I went on Tower Power Hour. Check that out there. 5 of us. It's a lot of sometimes, difficult to get all your words in, but it's like a big family where everyone's trying to get the attention of mom and dad. I think I did okay. I had a real good time. Either way, whether you thought I talked enough, there was some of that in the chat or not, or you thought I was talking too much, it was a great time. Got a little heady there for a bit, and I had to kind of divert it back. If you want to know what the forefathers would think about if they came back to our world, check that out, because I think I give a good time traveling porn reference. So among other things. So Tyler Yonke, it's episode 23. Deep breath. Here's it goes. Okay. As many of you know, Archie Flower, he's been building the case sometime against Dave Smith for months now. In a similar vein, I've been touting a review for Not a Podcast Official for quite some time. Like Archie, though, in the back alley, I do deliver, and that's what we have today. So, when a woman's having an orgasm, who cares? And that's probably what you think of this show coming up here right now. Who cares what you're doing, Tyler? Well, look, I had a friend I was texting with today. He's like, hey, give me a list of libertarian podcasts. And I'm like, hey, that's actually what my show is. And he's like, yeah, it'll be a little more in depth, maybe for the entry person. Is this the perfect show for you? This could be the entry. I mean, when I think of these guys, I think of nothing else than a bunch of guys sitting around, white dress shirts, short sleeves, talking into a microphone. That is your Not a Podcast hosts. They are the ultimate activists. Okay, so how did this actually happen? Well, time back, episode 15. Take your time back there in the travel time travel thing going. I did an episode where I reviewed Tower Power Hour, Slurp Gang, Bass Drew Hancock, and then I gave some honorable mentions, and I said Not a Podcast, and I played a clip from them. And then I said Timeline Earth as well. What my point was going to be was I didn't have enough to just do episodes of everything. And I made a comment. I said, and I'll play a little bit of it here. I said they're kind of hard to find. Fast forward a few weeks, Burt Grimm, Neocon Remover, is on Tower Power Hour, and they mentioned something about me. And he's like, oh, well, Fat Dave said, he goes, oh, I couldn't find your show. And then the guy's like, yeah, that's what that other guy said. And he goes, and I blocked him. And I go, look, yes, Burt had blocked me. Little tear wept down. I felt like the garbage Indian there in the 70s when he got the McDonald's thrown at his feet. A little sad. But I was able to rectify that, and I got him along with Steppy and Pulpo to follow me. So I felt pretty privileged about that. But Slurp Gang has since somehow retaliated, and a bunch of them blocked me too. So and we'll talk about blocking here, because I've got a bunch of clips, and we are going to walk our way through this. So with that said, how you deal with people that block you online is probably important. I think I learned some things, actually, because my immediate thing was to then post something up online about, oh, Burt blocked me, and the big pussy that I am. And I decided not to do that, and it's probably for the best. First of all, it was more crushing because I didn't think I had said it that much wrong, and that's the fear of what we have here. So, Not a Podcast is not a podcast. I think that's actually correct, but it's a podcast. Okay, but we'll work through some of this as we work our way through it. And part of it is even doing a review of this, kind of letting the cat out of the bag, because some of it's so much inside baseball. And is it the troll itself for you to actually, for me to take this seriously, to put clips out there and to talk about the podcast? Is that then almost going against? Is it like someone who's like, someone does a troll online, and then the people on Twitter, and then people in their replies are spelling out the joke? Am I the Jay Leno here of basically explaining the joke? Man, I'm taking a risk, But I did do this. We'll go here. I think I have a clip of me on with Joshua Smith talking about this. Roll tape, Tyler. Maybe a little. But I was about to purchase his shirt, a Joy Division of Labor. Okay. I'll do it. If he unblocks me,
he'll buy your shirt if you unblock him, Burt.
All right. So with that said, I actually did buy the shirt, and I wore it when Tower Power Hour guys came on my show, Joy Division of Labor. Love it. Besides the fact I'm gaining a little weight, it's snug, but I love it. So thanks, Burt, for that. Okay. What do we have here? So we talked through some of those clips as far as how I got in trouble. We then talked about how I tried to rectify that, and I was actually on Josh's show, and Burt actually unblocked me okay there. And like I said at the time, I was like, I get it. Yeah, block me. I'm somewhat of a boomer. I may look young, but I'm 50. Okay. So I've got a little bit of that problem with me going on. And then not to mention, I'm an engineer slash attorney slash liberty guy. So there's a lot of problems with me, but I do have a hot wife. So I might break the mold in all of that. All right. One of the problems, and I'll explain this real quick, was I said, oh, you're not on YouTube. Okay. It had nothing to do with the fact that these guys are somewhat anonymous. It's really an issue of me being lazy. I like to be able to take clips. This time I did it differently. I actually ripped clips off. I recorded them. I made MP3s, and I'm going to play them out that way. But typically I just do timestamps from YouTube, boom, blow them up and play it in there. And it's the way to go. That way, if it's YouTube, it's just, so for me, or if it's on Overcast, then I could do timestamps as well. Tried to do that with Spotify, not as good. So I came to a different solution. So my fact of what I'm saying is you're not on YouTube, it's simply because I'm lazy. Okay. And tech wise, I don't want to have to spend all time ripping clips down because I've got a job. I'm busy being rich, as Jason Stapleton would say. All right. So that's enough inside baseball. I think we'll go on from there. We're not a podcast. Get one bit of complaints on it and we start up. If you type in not a podcast, good luck finding it. And I only mean that because everyone in the world has tried to use this as a podcast name, but these are not a podcast official. All right. So they're on Odyssey now. Pulpo put his stuff up there on there. They're on Podcast Addict. They're on Spotify and Patreon. I go to the Patreon specifically. I'm a Patreon. I actually give money to these yahoos once a month, a little bit, not a lot. Okay. Let's not be ridiculous here. All right. We're going to start right off with, I think we're going to do some clips. Okay. But I think probably we should go here a little bit of the overview. As I mentioned, Tower Game, Slurp Gang, and Not a Podcast NAPofficial are kind of part of what I would consider the Libertarian Underground. If you prefer a different name, please find that out and let me know what you think of that is. Libertarian Underground. I mean, the point is you follow the libertarians, you likely follow these guys, or if you've been blocked by them or all of the above, you kind of understand that. So there's hosts. They've gone through a few different ones, and I don't think Burt Graham Neocon Remover was originally in the slotted lineup for them, but Neocon Remover, Steppy, El Pulpo, formerly Pascal's Winger. He's now a Checkmate abuser. By the way, some highly recommended, if you can handle it, follow on Twitter for those three specifically. Lee Enfield of NBlock. Yeah, he's anonymous too. Blocked is the keyword there because that's exactly what I got nailed by him too. Fuck. Cotton has also blocked me over there. And I don't know what I did other than I thought positively about the podcast, which, like I said, might be the problem in general. You know, who likes to have their game called out on them? Someone trying to, pull back the veil of their sneaky maneuvers. So they described themselves as the Wigger version of The View. And I'm not sure which one of those is married to Ben Domenech, but I'm eager to find out. Neocon Remover online on Twitter. Pulpo is checkmark abuser. ENPHIELD or ED. Lee is there, and Steppy, PWEASENO is their Twitter handles. We'll put those in the descriptions. Topics. Are they specific to the libertarian movement? I mean, they're some of the smartest and wittiest dark Twitter sphere people in the libertarian adjacent world. Many shows of them just joking around, laughing, ripping on each other, and sometimes with a guest, but the jokes and inferences are often pointed towards and around the libertarian circles, as we'll see here in politics. Diamond and Silk are their fantasy guests. We hope to get them on there as well. I mean, that would be mine too, right? Matter of fact, we bought my wife and I bought 2 chickens recently. Black ones. We named one Diamond and one Silk. Sadly, a raccoon stole and killed one of them. So portent of things to come for the real ones. We shall see. Okay, guests. Yeah, they've had some guests on there. BBW, awesome. Lee was pretty much a guest. They had a Bird from Timeline Earth. I think Cotton was on there as well. Average length of those shows, an hour and a half or so. About once a week they come out. They do post some Patreon-only podcast versions. So that's where you go. Are they involved in libertarian activism? These guys are all about outreach, activism, and charity. And that it'll be evident when you listen to it. If you want to know the best ways to find your freedom cell, you got to listen in. They'll also give you some insightful strategies about how to engage your local community, your libertarian chapter and cooperative, and above all, how to live a peaceful agrist lifestyle while holding steady to your libertarian principles. Libertarian principles are very, very important to these guys, as you'll hear. I think that's above and beyond everything. And living in a Capistan in your head, that's fine. But these guys, they live in your mind while you are living in a Capistan in your head. It's confusing, I know. So sit back, drink a Colt 45, listen in. Let's get to some clips. All right. First one here is episode 1, Bully on the... Look, by the way, it took me forever to get through because I was listening to their whole podcast catalog. And as podcast hosts and groups want to do, they just kept putting out new ones. I just had to keep going on and on. And it's you'll get the drift here. But first one here is episode 1, a Bully on the Timeline. These are about Liberty girls on Twitter. Man, you're going to get such good insights here, people. If you stand with me, 11 minutes in or so, hang on. We've got a lot to go. Liberty girls on Twitter.
Well, yeah, half the girls on fucking Liberty Twitter are too.
Oh, well, I was going to say that's a whole other topic, that the women on Liberty Twitter, or I should say, imagine me saying that, the female accounts are either based, they are either really, really dumb, like taxation is theft, LOL, girl picture, or just fake. Straight up dude behind the account. Those are the 3 options.
Yeah.
Now I ask you, Burt, thank you for coming on, because I need to know, out of those 3 options, would you like to give, and it's really hard, I know, but just throwing out numbers, is it 1/3, 1/3, 1/3? You got based women accounts, you got stupid but real, and then fake.
The base women accounts is like less than an eighth.
I think it's, I once claimed it was 5% and I got 400 likes. I said, if you don't have 95% of female, and every one of, and this is a really cool thread to go through, by the way, because every one of the girls who replies to me, I don't have muted. Because they're all based as shit, and they know it. They know exactly who their friends are too.
No, for sure. I have like 5 girls not muted, and every other one I just come across organically. I'm just like, oh, let me just do this for future reference. Like, just mute, because it's going to save me a headache later. But
there's only so many real women on Twitter, and the value of a real good female take is worth being on the timeline. As much crap as I love to talk, and pretend to be misogynistic, right? It's the best of all the radio personalities to have. There are some really based accounts that I would follow, even if they were dudes.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not going to say who, because fuck women on Twitter and the internet in general. But
yeah, I was hoping we wouldn't name them, just to leave it.
Fuck that, Doc. There's no way that's happening, is it?
What's that?
Any account that you respect that you suspect may actually be female. I'm no fucking way. I'm even naming one name or even saying anything nice. You'll never see me say anything nice. No way.
I could count on one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. A lot of them are just ones that are just like the taxation is theft, LOL girl picture types, and they do so well because they don't have to, or they never improve because they don't have to, because people validate those takes, so they don't have to like dig deeper to have like a hotter take. They're just like, no, that'll do. Like that's good. Yeah.
But if you posted that neocon remover, how many do like? Okay, you post. God. Exactly. But think about it. Like nobody would engage with you.
Right.
You have to be on like level 57 as a dude to even get more than 5 likes on something. Like you better be like, you got to be like everybody's just gonna ignore your shit, dude. Everybody's got way better stuff to do than read your stupid crap. Like, but somehow they get like this. You know what I mean? No, it's very serious, man. Like there's a market on Twitter of eyeballs.
Yeah, being a woman is playing on easy mode. That's like a truism, and it's like when you're when you're coming up with like stuff like that, like so many of the takes that get like hella retweets from women or like all this like attention on these basic takes, if it was a dude's profile picture, just like the same account, people wouldn't even looked at it twice. But a girl would be like, oh, that's so cool. Like a girl said that, like, hey, FBI, I have guns, come get them. It's like, that's so cool, dude.
Yeah. So look, these aren't going to be the most exciting clips to begin with here, but just wait because they get rolling. And I think it's important here to kind of understand, you're going to learn that if you take this to heart, Tyler, I've taken it to heart on some of these things. I've learned some things on Twitter, how to behave myself so I don't get caught up. Although I did just have yesterday, Michael Malice was on Glenn Beck's show previously, and I'd made a mention of that. And he goes on, I remember seeing this, Glenn's asking about presidential hopeful stuff, never mentions Dave Smith at all. And I'm like, this would have been the time. And so there was a clip about it. And I just said, hey, press secretary would have mentioned, this would have been the time to mention Dave. And he quote tweets me and basically saying, look, I'm not his press secretary yet. And this is when I build a moat for unsolicited advice, basically saying, fuck off. And I'm like, I didn't respond back, but the idea is this was an opinion, not necessarily advice. But my point is, let's stay away from tragic incidents like this. Okay, Liberty Girls on Twitter, so true. Great insight there by Burt. Okay, the next one, Wigger Hoppian shitposter Burt on the timeline, same episode, clip 2.
No, is that somehow
I'm not sure who this guy is.
You have developed somewhat of a brand, Burt.
Oh, thank you.
You have some type of a name and a picture and an idea. What would you just, if you had to summarize it, what would you describe it as?
My whole account, you mean?
Yes. What you represent. What is mine is autistically anti-libertarian. Right.
I would say Wigger Hoppian shitposter.
Hey.
Hey, have there been ever any moments, Burt, when you're dim-witting against somebody and you accidentally dim-witted too much? Is there a limit?
No.
Probably. I don't know how to stop once I start doing something, so I probably take everything too far. For sure, definitely. One of my favorite people to troll is other libertarians. Like if you can successfully do it, it's the funnest. It's the best people to troll is to have like another libertarian explain to you like who built the road. Like unironically, they're like telling you, and you're like, I don't know about that, buddy. Like that sounds like crazy talk, and like just fucking with them, and they're just too autistic to get it. And you can have like a reference to Mises as your name. You can have like Hoppian.org in your bio. You can have retweeted some like multiple libertarian accounts on your profile, and they won't even like look at that for 2 seconds. They'll just be like explaining to you like, hey buddy, like they'll act like you have no, like they don't even know that you're aware. It's like,
hey, this is
someone's profile.
This is a really good point, Burt. I've never discussed this before, but I take a lot of time before responding to people in certain situations. Like I will strategize. I'll do some chess first.
Mm-hmm. Me too. And I've thought multiple times, like what we have to say, like people don't do that. And it's really weird because like I expect everyone kind of behaves how I would, but they don't.
Right.
Like no one looks even at your profile to see. And it's like, if you took 2 seconds to look, you would know that like where I'm coming from on this. It's really crazy to think that people don't take that kind of time. I've gotten responded to by multiple libertarian accounts, ones that don't have their whole picture is just the black and gold ANCAP like flag, like that's like their whole picture. Like they're like they don't even have a personality.
Okay, just wait for it. By the way, you're getting some hints here of Pulpo's laugh. Maybe the best part of the show for me, because at some points he can't just laugh without it infecting everyone else. So we'll just keep going here. Lawyer, an IP lawyer, once again, bullying on the timeline. I thought this was a great one about Stefan Kinsella. Burt, once again, He was a guest, I think, on the show, and then he's just turned into one of the hosts. Here we go, clip 3.
I was saying people like will just like respond to you like you're like a Trump supporter or a Burt, like depending on what or a leftist or whatever, like depending on whatever, maybe if you're not even necessarily trolling, but maybe you're saying it, like sometimes I'm not even trolling necessarily, I'm just saying things like sarcastically, and they don't even like take the time to look and see like could this person be, you know, maybe in the know, and they'll just respond to you like, all right, statist, you know, or something. And it's just like,
you know what a really good example of this is? When I told Steven Kinsella that I'll go read Hoppy.
Oh yeah.
And then I asked him if he's an IP lawyer. I'm like, what are you, some kind of IP lawyer?
Yeah.
He busts me.
And it's like, what are the chances that I just guessed that versus like I know who you are, bro? Like read between the lines.
Like, how am I gonna know? I mean, who's gonna misspell hop as hoppy, especially when you used the word 5 seconds ago? You know, 1 tweet ago.
Yeah,
it should have been a layup joke, but I think libertarians just really get freaking tunnel vision, man. And so,
as you guys know, I've discovered that the libertarian accounts are the greatest accounts ever possible to argue with online. There is no account better than a libertarian, and you can't prove me wrong. Name another group that you'd rather be out there with against.
Right. No, and it's great, and they'll respond to anything and argue over like something that was posted as a joke or like a meme. Like there'll be like 26 comments down. They'll just be like arguing about something. It's like, you've never seen such autism.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had good luck with the conservative community of jokesters there of like annoyance. So who knows? Okay, let's go. What does it take for Burt to block someone on the timeline? This is with Bird from Timeline Earth on NAPofficial clip 4.
Oh, bumping up against the time restriction here. Burt, what circumstances would it take for you to delete your account voluntarily and just not interact on Twitter anymore?
That's not Bird. My bad.
I never thought about that.
I think about it all the time, man. I think about nuking my account every day.
Maybe getting doxxed or something like that.
Oh, you've never had anybody accidentally discover you on who you are. Wow.
Yeah, maybe that.
Okay, because there's several people that know who I am and where I live. MMA, what about you?
No, I probably wouldn't do it, dude. I'd go down I'm too autistic, man.
Well, here's the thing. In order to run for chair, I have to dox myself.
Based.
I don't know why that's so funny to me. That wasn't Bird. So we are going to get into Bird here coming up. 4 to 3 guys at a 4-man urinal, and you gotta pee. Posting your L's on Twitter, taking this one to heart. I think that's when we're going for. Which one is this? Clip 5. Compliments from Bird. Here we go.
You guys, is if you keep up the pace that the two of you and I'm gonna say Steppy and Lee. The 4 of you, as what you put out into the Twitterverse, like what products you create for the Twitterverse, the 4 of you have a similar style to one another, but different enough that it's almost as if the 4 of you are a group. Like not in that you actually are a group, but in that, like, if people are following one of you, they need to be following the other 3. And the point being,
most likely they are as well.
Which probably is true. The point being, like, I don't know if you realize this, but you are definitely becoming a thing. Like, all 4 of you. Like, you all do a certain type of humor, and people on the internet are all going, oh man, that's this squad, which I think is an extremely powerful thing, by the way. What do you think about that?
That's pretty crazy. I'm honored to hear that.
It's weird, right? Because you guys make, so first of all, you guys make ridiculous memes. I mean, they're insane. I mean, him with the Hunter Biden thing, you with the, the pictures you take are crazy. Like, that's the funniest thing for me. Dude, the Hunter Biden thing is so fucking ridiculous. I had to copy it. I had to be like, now I have to do my rendition on this because that is so funny. I just want to join in. Like, I rarely see a joke and go, man, I got to join in on that. I actually usually try and stay away from that because I like to create my own thing people come to me for. But that was so fucking funny.
That was Burt's idea.
I'm telling you, you guys there's a genius. You guys need to be, you guys are doing things the Fagcast can't even like we tried to do this shit early on with the Fagcast. We really tried. And we were good because we had meme support.
I remember hearing about the Fagcast through memes.
Yeah, that's what we used to. We had a very strong meme base.
Look, so I was wrong in that. That's 3 Chads Bullying You. That's the title of that one for episode 2. This was Doc, Bird, and Burt. This sounds like characters from the TV show Future Man, but no, these are real people. I understand. Compliments from Bird there. Timeline Earth used to be Fagcast. There we go. We're going to keep on moving up. Episode 2, more with Bird. The NAP guys getting there. That was the one where they got some. What about blocks? This is the one I want to look at. Posting your L's on Twitter. This would be me. And taking this one to heart, blocking on Twitter, Burt blocks. This was the one I had to kind of think about and understand, especially in this sphere of all these guys. Here we go. Clip 6, posting blocks.
Have you ever had a situation perhaps where somebody like, this happens a lot. It's so inappropriate and unprofessional to me. It makes you look kind of bad. Is when you take a picture of someone who blocked you and post it and go, oh, I don't know why they blocked me. I feel like that's not, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like because sometimes you can rub people, you have a very difficult manner of approaching the internet, which the weaklings aren't able to handle. You could say it like it is. And I've had this before where people, like, I block people and they'll post it and they'll be like, oh, he's a pussy, he blocked me. It's like, first of all, I don't actually care that you call me pussy because you mean nothing to me. If you died, I'd laugh if I found out. But the main point being that, like, I'm not a pussy because I blocked you. In fact, you are the pussy because you made me block you. That you're an upsetting, depressing person who a funny guy like me doesn't like enough that I had to block. That's terrible. That's horrible. And you feel sad that I've blocked you.
Yeah, exactly. It's people wear it like a badge of honor or something, and it's just like it just means you're like annoying.
Annoying, yeah, pathetic. You're a little pathetic. That if you actually gloat about it, it's like a.
It's like putting up a fucking citronella candle to keep mosquitoes away, and they're like, I guess this pussy can't handle it. And it's like you're a pest.
Right. It is. Right. It is exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That's the one I listened to that like soon after, and I'm like, ooh, I gotta back it off, Tyler. Don't be that annoying prick. I just don't think they knew me. I mean, get to know me. You block me anyway. Okay. That was Bird blocks. We're going to go to 3 guys at a 4-man urinal and you got to pee. This is a blue pilled with Yang's blazing saddles.
People would contend that, but I'll just say people who let's put it this way. And I'm being as charitable as possible. The LP establishment, and I would just say the majority of the party is blue pilled, to say the least. And or still believes like the respectability of politics or like the establishment, and like still kind of has like this like worship for the cathedral. So like it would be a really big deal for them to like get the approval of like CNN or something like that, or to have like the libertarian like message go on this platform, and these people, instead of just viewing them as like the enemy, like they view them as like someone to like they want to get their approval, and like they like seek out like, man, if we could only get this kind of coverage or something, like versus just being like, fuck those people. Like those people sell wars. Like I don't want those people. Like I don't want those people's respect.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I mean, they're trying to get on to
I think this is Lee on the show now.
People who not just hate them, but barely view them as like a legitimate political party. I mean, if you're a libertarian strategist, I mean, you should have been looking at like what happened to Andrew Yang, who arguably is, probably the best progressive candidate that the blue team could field this year, and see that the guy got, entirely railroaded, and he's one of them.
Ironically enough.
Oh, great.
Here's what I love. There's so many, and by the way, as this show goes on, and we're going to get there, they're going to be more and more of this. Where sometimes I think it's just a clip, like of 2 minutes of Pulpo just laughing. Someone says a joke like that. That was a good joke, and snaps fires, just waits just a little bit, and then Pulpo laughs, and then he over laughs, and then of course everyone, you need that kind of friend. I had a friend like that in high school that he'd just die laughing over everything, and at some point you just think you're like, okay, I'm just not this funny, but good Lord, I'm going to just keep rolling with it. And it makes you feel pretty good. Okay. Next one. Agorism is the short bus philosophy. So I don't remember who the guy was that was on the show to begin with. I guess he doxed himself, maybe had to leave because he was going to run in for the LP. And then Lee comes in as a guest a bunch. And next thing you know, it's just Lee. They used to say Doc. Now it's Pulpo. I don't know. It's hard to tell when you don't know the real names of these people, Burt and Steppy. So this one is clip 8.
Maybe you'd like to read some conkin,
Fucking,
regrettably was actually too fat to be here this evening. We invited him on, but
dude, shitting on agorism on the
Conkin
timeline.
Yeah, the conkin.
This one's for Jose.
So good.
Very funny. I thought of a bunch of them way too late.
Oh, it's never
really
too late.
Interesting. I'm trying to think of what some of them were like. Oh, you telling me that this dude was telling everybody to grow vegetables?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's.
I have some real heaters shitting on agorism that I tweeted when I first made my account in July, and I need to let a little more time pass so I could fucking repost them again so they see more eyeballs. But yeah, shitting on agorism isn't. It's not too late is my point. It's like, if you think of some good ones, just fire them off. Cause I'll fucking see them and I'll jump right in and throw another one out there.
Well, like agorism is a real kind of short bus philosophy to brag about, because it everyone else is already doing this, right? Like if you look at the GOP and you look at the Democratic Party, they already do. Their members, their political leaders, they already do whatever the fuck they want to do. This idea of voluntary exchange, counter economic activity, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, bro, no one else is even remotely following the rules. Is this a novel idea to you to just not follow the rules? No one has been doing this ever.
There you go. Thought that was a little, not as much humor, but agorism is a short bus philosophy. Agreed. Okay. The next one, 2 girls, 1 bench, and you forgot to wipe down the seat. Sometimes the title itself is the best part of it. So look, what ended up happening was I heard them say blocked me, and I'm like, oh shit. I was already starting to go through the show, because when I said NAPofficial was going to be was a honorable mention. I didn't have time to go through this stuff. Plus the shows are long and there's just a lot of stuff going on. So I started listening to it, and I'm at the beginning, I listened to it, and then I heard Burt say he blocked me. And I went, what the fuck? So I went through one of the last episodes, and this is what I heard. There's not a podcast, as they count themselves, the Wigger version of The View. But it's hard to find their podcast. It took me a while to actually find it. What's the important part of these people? I call them maybe the cool kids, right? So,
Fill me up. You are listening to the
Wigger Law Firm. A name you know, a name you can trust.
You're not going to trick me like you tried to trick Bird.
Oh, you're the first person who's been on the show who listens to the fucking show.
We're all saying slurs just for fun if you want.
No, that's not true. Fryan came on the show as well. He listens.
I fucking love Fryan so much.
Dude, yeah.
I love it because Fryan will listen to the show 3 or 4 days after I put it up, and then he'll.
Okay, whatever. The point of there was to actually show you that they used my part about the clip that they made me block, that they blocked me on. They used on their show. Pretty proud of that. But it was also pretty fun. By the way, the open. So when you just hear the first few episodes, it was just them coming on, click, click, and as you can hear, they just kind of start the show. And there's not a structured podcast necessarily. And then they start having an intro, the Wigger Law Firm thing, the little Gas Digital fake intro there, and the Wigger Law Firm, which I think actually is a real thing. This next one, I'm talking about Diamond and Silk. These last few clips, and then I'm saving the bulk of them here. We're going to do a litany of them through the last episode that I saw, which was Mudjug, which, by the way, I probably listened to 3 times. Belly laugh every time because of their libertarian outreach and principles. So we are going to start here, getting Diamond and Silk on the show for the Anatheist is the name of this episode. Diamond and Silk.
I don't know. So it's racist. I can't actually answer the question despite looking at the picture right now.
Okay, no. Legitimately, they are there.
Steppy in there. Just thinks that to himself every time he sees 2 black people.
He's like, it wouldn't. No, not doing
at the supermarket. Is that Diamond and Silk?
I thought I just saw you guys a few other aisles over.
Just
Are you guys following me?
Going through Burger King, wondering what the odds are that the chick on the other side of the speaker is Diamond.
It's handicap Diamond and Silk called a chocolate and milk.
Dude, what are they going to do for work now that Trump is gone?
I think they're back at the DMV.
No, they're still tweeting. They're getting good engagement.
Oh, yeah.
They said Biden is a disgrace on August 15th and got 10,000 retweets. They're killing it.
I wonder who wrote that one. Which one of them? You think it's like a hive mind thing?
Yeah, it's a weave mind.
I think they're gonna.
Here's another banger today. 4,000 likes. Kamala is just as worse as Joe.
That's right.
That went off for 4K. Huh?
They retweeted the video of them laying on hands on Donald Trump today. So they're still like really proud of that moment.
Ooh, okay. Next one, hypotenuse and marsupial versus marsupial. This is one of the more recent episodes. We're going to go, play the open just so you get an idea, once again, of what this one is. No Burt on the show.
Fill me up. You're listening to the
Wigger Law Firm. A name you know.
Every time.
A name you can trust.
Hell yeah.
What's up, dude?
What's up, boys?
Not much. Glad we finally got rid of Burt. The dead weight that's been holding this not a podcast down.
Yep. Yeah. Removed the neocon remover. It's just...
Yeah, he actually, for the listener, he violated our NAP pledge. He's a NAP violator, so that was a stipulation. If he ever violated the NAP, he's gone.
Yeah.
They don't call it the NAPofficial podcast for nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
We heard he was a GOP caucus. Mises caucus member, and that's statist. So,
right, voting is violence. He's out of here.
Yeah, right.
There's nothing that really makes me roid rage more than someone being statist near me.
Yeah,
that face when someone's being a statist near me,
dude, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's like I hate when like Adolf Hitler comes out and it's like, all right, guys, it's time for tyranny. No one can make you take a vaccine. It's the worst.
Here's how I know if I'm going to get along with, that is the worst, by the way. But here's how, this is going to be my bar for
if I know I'd get along with this person, is I'm going to show them the word statist. And if they look at it and they go, what does statist mean? I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's it's like someone who's really into charts and graphs.
Okay, now we're going to get into Mudjug. It's the last episode I think they put out here. We're going to go through a few of these clips. People, this episode, it's pretty much just a laugh track of Pulpo and Burt, Steppy and Lee. First one, we're going to do the open because they foreshadow and mock themselves. But I actually think it's of the ones I've heard, and I think I've got through all of them. This is my favorite episode. Sometimes that's just because it's your last one, but maybe not.
Fill me up. You're listening to the Gay Sex Network.
Are we recording?
Yeah,
I think they opened. They just.
Hell yeah.
Are we recording?
This is going to be the greatest episode we've ever recorded, for sure.
Not a
You
lie.
should definitely set the bar high because that's how things usually turn out really well. Is when you hype them up a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but given the past 24 hours and given that it's the four of us today, it's me and Burt with Steppy and Lee, which, by the way, you two always get all of the highest listens is always a Steppy or a Lee episode. So it just makes sense. We should all just force it here, especially
This
after.
was an economic move.
Yes, especially after the past insane 24 hours we've had.
Yeah,
I think it's Insane People Month.
And that's how it starts. We're gonna hang on there. So kind of here's where the making of the Mudjug clip or the title of the show comes from. Clip 13, Mudjug.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, that would be excellent. That probably is a better pool of potential candidates. Just to be completely
Yes,
honest.
January 6th, Sunday. Right at Nancy Pelosi's office. Come on down.
Bring one of your friends. Hell, bring them all.
Dude, just imagine AOC just finding like a dip spitter on her desk at work the next day.
Like a mud jug.
Hell yeah. You know, all the pictures would have like really deep fried watermarks like this. This insurrection brought to you by Gang Mudjug.
Just referring to the squad as Gang Mudjug.
Imagine these people are recording in their own home and you got headphones on and you're just at your computer, maybe your wife or I don't know, mom are in the other room and they just look in there and you're just at your computer laughing like this nonstop. They might think something's wrong. Continue with the clip.
Man. Just a bunch of rednecks bonding with that black chick over being bald.
Oh no.
Imagine having a friend like Pulpo with that laughs like that at your jokes. I mean, how do you not think you're like a genius? Okay, next one. This is the best clip maybe of the whole one. It's a UFO story. Let's see if I can find it here. Ready? Clip 14. Hang on, it's almost 3.5 minutes or so.
Yeah, that was it. But it's some guy, as of us recording, made a tweet saying I'm a gaslighter for doing that, which I guess he's absolutely correct. But it's funny still. I'm doing it because it's funny. And once again, it's a part of the joke. I get you getting trolled is gaslighting. That's how you do it. I'm trolling them. I'm not doing it for I'm not dating this person that I'm making fun of.
Yeah, you're not trying to use their good credit to buy you like an Xbox on a payment plan.
Right. Yeah. I'm not trying to hit a lick on the Rent-A-Center, dude. I'm just making fun of you because you're the joke. So it's, I guess you can call it gaslighting. I call it trolling the person. I think it's doing a really good job because look at all the outrage.
Yeah, gaslighting is such an overused term anyway, too. I'm so tired of seeing people just say that. That's a tangent, but it's like it's very irritating when any time that someone is slightly annoyed. It's like, oh, it's just
break in here. I just want to say something. I'll pull a few. Maybe it was him before he got his account nuked there. Did a mock Michael Malice account. And he did one of those, hey, Facebook, here's a free troll for your Facebook friends. Have them, I think he said, post the N-word on Facebook and watch your eyes roll or something like that. And Malice got all worked up, and I think they got him to change the show. But trolling, he trolled Malice. Nice one.
Sliding, like it's insane. It carries no weight. It's another one of those things where the people say like we're all on this together, or that kind of thing.
It's bougie Prague vernacular. They have their set of language and we have ours, and that's not included in our vernacular. Whereas that's like using the word there to them. They're like, what? It's a very common word.
Yeah, right. Respecting pronouns, all that type of thing.
I think there is one of their pronouns, so they wouldn't be familiar with it.
So what do you guys think about the government finding no evidence of aliens with all these UFO sightings?
Dog. So at first, man, this hurt my feelings, dude. At first, I was super excited. I'm like, hell yeah, it's fucking aliens, dude. And then I read an interesting paper of this guy, like from 2017, who wrote this science paper. I didn't understand it a lot. And he was like, yeah, we could currently invent a device that can pass through water and air as if there was the same level of viscosity, and it travels at above sonic speed without breaking the sound barrier. It's the exact things we're seeing. And I think that's just... And then he, by the way, stole this information from a Chinese lady who stole this information from a Russian guy. So it's 3 different countries who we already suspect have crazy fucking military shit.
This sounds like a setup to a joke.
Yeah, it really does. But all these scientists 3 scientists from 3...
Yeah, the Chinese lady's driving the UFO. There's Russian dash cam footage on
it. Yeah, that's exactly how I was going to conclude that. That's what I think happened.
Yeah, and they're shaped like saucers because that's all that the Chinese engineering team could see.
Ooh, good one. I don't know, not much for me to really put an input on there. Go to the next one here. This is on the same episode. Burt's gone.
them just making something in 3D, and they're like, "Whoa, this is the first time this has ever been done." We're like, "No, we the rest of us live in 3D,
dog." So what else is going? Burt, you were gone for a while, weren't you?
Yeah, like a little over a month.
That's what's up, dude. How do you feel? Do you feel better being away from Twitter for a month?
Actually, yeah, I do. I do. Especially like to come back. I literally came back the day after the whole thing had just happened on Twitter. And it's just like all this drama. And it's like, oh, yeah, I remember why I left.
Yeah, great timing. Welcome back.
It's like, oh, yeah, this is terrible. This website, it's horrible. But I'm back, so it's good. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. Glad to have you back, keeping the chat going. We need some fresh Photoshop, so we got to get some more misinformation going.
Hell yeah, I love it. Let's do it. Let's fake some more stuff.
Hell yeah. Love faking
I wish
shit.
I wasn't away when all those Fauci emails dropped because I was going to fake a bunch of them, but at this point it's just way too late.
Yeah,
dude, some of that stuff is very, 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 like, it's interesting. I'm trying to figure out their angle because he's kind of getting disavowed by everybody. You know what I mean? He's been like the savior figure for like the progressives, but like even they're kind of distancing. So I'm curious, like,
it makes
what
me
the
want to
angle is
defend
with
him
that.
because I just have to do the opposite of what they're doing.
Right. Just
2 more clips here, and then we'll close on a few things. N bombs by the Cheneys. Let's start. Just go there.
And you've already said you'd vote for him, Nick. So congratulations, racist.
Dude, how many times do you think Dick
Preface to that, they're just talking about Dave Smith in the Nick Sarwark debate, and basically, anyway, going from there.
He has actually said the N-word in his life.
Well, definitely when he got shot in the face. That's like the first thing I would say.
Wait, I thought he shot the guy.
Yeah, he was doing the shooting, dude.
Yeah, he said that right
that's
before he
right.
shot the guy.
Yeah, he was definitely saying it then, though.
That's what I meant. It's like PewDiePie. You know, when you're gaming, you just have to let it go when you're heated gamer moments.
True gamer moment before the team kill.
Yeah. Dick Cheney official first gamer moment.
Dude, I bet like he has to say it right. Like Dick Cheney absolutely drops that all the time. There's
So does Liz Cheney.
Yikes.
Only in bed.
It's the only way Liz Cheney can bust a nut is to be called that. She's having some fucking Latina girl eat her pussy. She's like, has anyone ever said Les Cheney?
Les Cheney. Okay, last one we're going to go here is presidents not saying the N-bomb, and then we'll do some analysis of the grading on categories, and then we're done. Clip 17.
Trump probably hasn't. He's too close
He
with
really
Diamond and
legitimately
Silk.
probably hasn't.
Even in the 20s doing White Boy Summer, you don't think he said it?
Absolutely not. Not my boy Donnie. He's the least racist person in this room, frankly.
He really is, and he doesn't drink alcohol either, so he's never gotten liquored up and gone on like a racist tirade.
Yeah, but saying it doesn't make you racist. I'm saying he could be vibing, dude. He could be.
No, I really don't think he has. Obama definitely said it, and we have recordings of it.
No, I mean the guy saying it, not me saying it to the guy. The president saying it. No, I'm not talking about me saying it to the president. We're talking about the president saying it.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, Reagan definitely said it.
Yeah, for sure. Carter 100% said it. I think it's actually in the paper.
Yeah, Nixon said it.
Oh hell yeah, Nixon said it.
That's what the Watergate tape was.
Yeah.
And he wasn't trying to erase it. He thought it was cool. He was trying to make it a greatest hits.
He was trying to record a podcast. He just fucked it up.
Yeah. He had a really good bit. He had a
Yeah, he sent a presidential aide out to like Church's Chicken, and it came back and it was fucked up. So it's just like a 30-minute rant.
First, I want to start with the employees of the place.
I mean, Lyndon Johnson said it. Like, that's on record.
Yeah.
That's on record for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wonder if we've, aside from Donald Trump, I wonder if you've ever had a president who hasn't said it.
George
He's
Washington.
Maybe.
You don't think Gino that said it?
I don't know how old the word is.
That's a good point.
George Floyd Washington.
That's the new high school my atheist daughter's going to. George Floyd Washington High.
Well, Biden definitely said it. We also have video of that. We forgot to mention.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
multiple videos of that, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
Since being president and back in the day, there's multiple tapes of that.
That's true.
I literally think the only two that have never are George Washington and Trump. The two people who can never tell a lie.
That's
George
true.
Washington.
It's a good way to end that. Okay. What we're going to take a look at here, we're going to go through a few of these topics, and then I got one last bit to do. Let me see. Start this. Man, sometimes technology. Let's stop share. Okay. Let me get to the other one because I do want to play one last clip that they had on Twitter, and Steppy put on there, and I said, "Hey, this was my this is the last one we were looking for." So this it's just what I love about this. So let's play this one here.
Hell yeah.
Hello.
What else you guys got?
Okay, I don't know why that's funny. And then I'm going to play one other clip here. I mashed this together. I thought it was pretty funny. Pulpo had put together his, he had done a fake thing with Kevin Castley a few months ago, debating as ace archist. And let's take a look and see what we have with this. Let's play this clip here real quick.
Hello and welcome to Superpower Broadcasting. I'm Kevin Castley. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Tonight is debate night. Tonight I'm joined here with Ace Archist, one of the prominent figures of anarchist Twitter, and he and I are going to do debate tonight. So if you're out there and you're interested in debating me, So is there anything else you'd like to add, Ace?
No.
Okay, this is just a stupid mashup I did of their show. Okay, let's get through some of these things. And then, hey, man, it's almost been an hour here. And part of the problem I have with this is I didn't do these on extra speed, which I usually do about 1.25, which speeds it up a little bit so we get through all the clips. Just too many good clips here. So let's grade them on the intro. Look, originally they didn't really have an intro. They just had this cold open. And then they came into the later ones where they had this clip kind of mocking the Gas Digital Open. I'm fear I'm giving too much info about these shows, but look, a lot of it's just mocking in general and even explaining you're in the crosshairs and this is how you're going to do it. And we're going to nail you. And you're going to be, so really it's not called Not a Podcast. I mean, it is not a podcast, but it's not, but look, people, it's just really the open's the way it is. Music intro, kind of, I mean, they featured this in their open, the production. I'm not going to go into it, but it's exactly what it is. It's just a bunch of guys that come together, they throw a little open, and they just talk. So if you aren't really into it, the production is what it is. This is, don't presume anything. Just go in there and enjoy it. And what about that? How about ability to start ads? Come on, there's unless Colt 45, Pepsi, or Hennessy is giving them a sponsorship, no one is, right? They're really just doing the thing. It's not seem to be a concern, but once again, they have their Patreon, so go check it out. Their timeliness of the topics, like they're timeless. I'd call the show evergreen. Once again, they do have a Patreon or tiered program. They're also on Spotify. Pulpo's now put their stuff up on Odyssey, so you can check that as well. Outro, look, they just promptly stop and it's over. But this is what, at some point you need a break from laughing anyway. Tangibles. How about the host's ability to do interviews? They do have people on, they do interviews. It was more structured to begin with. Now it's just a bunch of guys getting there and talking. Like when I was on Tower Gang, sorry to bring another one up here, but just as an example, it's just when you have that many people and you have these funny people, everybody just is the joking, the conversation just goes. And this is the good thing about having a group like that. Let's say you bring in a guest you think is going to be good and they're dull. You could just talk over them and you could just go on and you have a show. So these guys are all very witty, as you can tell. And it just goes by quick, and you don't need much about that. Their ability to riff off each other, yes. How about the research of their host and staff? Excuse me. How about the ease of speaking from a script or not? Yeah, they definitely write their own tweets. They're doing their own jokes. There's nothing here. How about the overall impression of the libertarian scale, the left-wing, minarchist, anarchist? Look, these are definitely your run-of-the-mill libertarians. I'd say they probably associate very closely with the Rabe Suave brand, or most lesbians in the movement. But then I repeat myself, but you can see that from yourself. Shareable with normies, most definitely. I mean, look, if your uncle is having doubts about the GOP and he isn't quite ready for a good dose of the Mudjug talk, perhaps, when is he going to ever be ready for freedom, right? If your aunt is voting Democrat since she heard about LBJ's Johnson, she's probably not ready for this, or maybe she is. Maybe this is the normie show to get her. If she's not ready to subscribe to Reason, she may be ready for these guys first, and then to go into there. I think that's Joe Jorgensen next. It's usually Not a Podcast, Robbie Suave, Reason, Joe Jorgensen. Those are the extremes, right? And then you go into anarchy. So these guys are definitely your stepping stone to your kind of content. Conspiracy theory content, I don't know. Nothing's sacred here. It's not normal. It's not conventional. It is just the way it is. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed. You stayed on. You hung out with me. We did this Not a podcast review. Will this get me blocked by everybody? It's a good chance. Very good chance. But either way, here's how I'll know if it went horribly south, right? They'll probably just kick me off of Patreon and not even let me be a paying member there anymore. Whatever. Either way, big fan. If you want, look, you kind of heard what this is. Joking aside, there's no joking aside, okay? These guys are what they are. If you want to have some entertainment, a little bit of libertarian stuff thrown in there, or at least some skewing of that, very bright people as well. Go check it out. If you want to just hear El Pulpo laugh, definitely check into the show, because that is a lot of what you're going to get over and over and over, and it's definitely worthwhile. The guy, Steppy, him, Lee, and Neocon Remover, Burt, they're all super funny and great guys. So go check out the show. Not a Podcast Official, found on not quite every podcast catcher, but a lot of them out there. So you shall be able to find them. And once again, I'll put the links into the show there. One of the best places, just go to the Patreon, and there you'd be able to get all their shows. There's a bunch of them that are going to be happening, posts that they put up that are Patreon only anyway. So that might be your best bet regardless. This has been episode 23 of the Libertarian Podcast Review. What's next? I don't know. It might be me doing a mea culpa and saying, dude, I'm sorry. Let me back on the show. Let me back into the Patreon stream of things. Okay, everybody. This has been fun. Hope everyone's enjoyed it. Everyone have a good weekend. I'm going to build a fence, stay dry, and I don't know what else I'll do. Libertarian Podcast Review. Tyler Yonke. Subscribe. Check us out. Find me on Twitter. Thank you.
Yeah,
I just started live streaming. Cut me some slack. I'm pretty high tech for a boomer. But
for
anyways,
a boomer.